how did Madison Guarantee end up in the Whitewater investigation?
Bill Clinton and Hillary bought a piece of land with a house on it from the Whitewater Development Corporation as an investment vacation home thing.
So how did you first end up meeting with the OIC about Madison Guarantee? Tell us about that first meeting. What were the questions they were
Well, they
asking?
didn't ask me any questions. I thought they were going to. I was excited to be able to tell them, I was there and I didn't say anything and all that. There was a stack of papers in the middle of the table, large stacks of papers. And I sat down and first thing he said was, let's not all be on this side of the table. Why don't, some of us go over there and be with her and then some of us come. I said, that's okay. That's all right. I'm fine. And so then I said, I'd like to talk with you all. And Bobby said, Susan would like to tell you that she never saw anything illegal or, unethical even that the Clintons did. So we just want to start there. And he took the papers and he pushed them aside with his hand. And he said, I'd really not like to have to go through those. We would like to make you an offer. And the offer is universal immunity. And we do our jobs well. We've done this a lot. This is something that we've talked about. We'd like to offer you that in exchange for your testimony. And I said something like, well, I don't know anything that I could offer you in testimony. I never saw anything that was wrong or illegal or anything. And he said, we believe we can convict you of multiple felonies. And he had his hand on top of the papers. And he said, we believe we have the evidence. And I said, well, I'd like to see that. And he said, no, that's not necessary today. We're here to talk about this offer that we're making you. And I said, well, that's just not going to happen. That's just not going to happen because I don't know anything that anyone has done illegally. And I remember thinking, I'm getting like global immunity. It's what they called it. And I was thinking like Gaddafi? I mean, really, it made me feel like I needed global immunity. And for me, it meant like the world, like global, not just global as in all immunity, but I was thinking some major crime person. I was so naive. I just can't tell you. And I told them I was not going to be doing that. It was not the way I thought things worked. And I would like to just answer what they thought I'd done wrong. And they didn't say anything. And I said, well, we're leaving. So we got up to leave and they must have leaked that I was going to be there because we didn't. And there were a ton of television cameras out there to film me leaving, being questioned by the Office of Independent Counsel. And I wish every person accused of something could see my face. I mean, it is so naive. I say something like, this is really wrong. Things like this don't happen in America. I believe in the justice system and I'm sure that everything will work out just fine. And I have these big eyes and this little innocent face. And it's so embarrassing to look back on it, knowing what was coming. And probably everyone knew what was coming who was involved but me. And I just really thought at the time, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of, that you're going to tell me that I have felonies that you're going to prove and send me to prison. And I know it's not true. It's just not true. And so I never believed any of it. And I never spoke to them again.
You didn't?
No.
What was the next thing that happened?
I told them I wasn't going to speak with them again. No.
So you go back to Michigan?
Listen, my father was on Omaha Beach on D-Day for our country. My family believed in that. There's no way I was going to accept that they were going to tell me I had broken the law and put me in jail and make me testify against somebody when I knew it was not true. And so I really thought when I walked out that day that was it. It was over. I had told them.
Yeah.
And there was no proof anywhere that I had done anything wrong, which later proves to be true.
6 years later.
Yes.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the full interview on the right side of the screen. Want to see more of Kerry's interviews? Subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all of her latest shows. And as always, thank you for watching.